Hi, I'm John Trischler from SPV Parts, and today we are trading in our 2019 Raptor for the 2021 so we can begin doing some new prototyping on the new model. And Jacob here from Lebanon Ford is putting this all together for us so we can begin the next adventure on the Raptor for 2021.
My name is Jacob Harris. I work at Lebanon Ford here in Ohio. I'm the performance sales manager, so I deal with Raptors, Roush trucks, Roush Mustangs, things like that.
We thought we would take this opportunity to give you a comparison look between the old body style Raptor that's going out and the new body style Raptor that just came in. We'll do some more in-depth videos on the new Raptor here later, but right now we wanted to kind of give you a quick visual overview of the inside and outside of the truck and some of the major changes that you're going to notice on this new model Raptor. All right, so the first thing you're probably going to notice here from the front of the truck, if you take a look here at the headlights, we'll zoom up here a little closer, you can see those side by side. You'll notice that the 21 is a little slimmer, and the 17 through 20 is a little wider, which also transcends into that grille, which is also wider in the 21, which eats up some of that headlight space. One of the big things that you'll notice here in the bumper, obviously the pockets are quite a bit smaller in the 21, and then you've got the option of the rigid lighting in the lower pocket of the bumper for 21 as well. Now, we are going to come out with some new options for the fog light options, so you don't have to stay with just the small little lights. We won't be able to get 3 pairs of lights in there like you could in the 17 through 20 model though, because you can see those pockets are quite a bit smaller. You'll also notice the markers in the fenders are quite a bit bigger and a different design here on the 21 Plus model. So there's a big difference there. You're going to notice the lower grille here in the center of the bottom of the bumper, kind of going along with the openings changing size. I don't think the width is really any different. We'll get back here a little bit further again. It is a little bit slimmer from top to bottom though. So we'll have some lower options for that as well. Your camera right in here underneath of the Ford letters, just like the 17, but just a little bit different design. All right. And then let's kind of move down the side here with your fender flares. You can see they're a little more rounded in that body style from 17 to 20, and a little more chiseled looking, a little more squared off here on this new body style. And then moving up into our fenders, you can see the vent here in the fender is quite a bit different for 21 versus the vent for the 17 through 20 body style. And then we'll look up here on our hood, the hood heat extractor for the 17 through 20, and the hood heat extractor here for the 21 Plus. We'll get back here on that hood a little bit so you can see a little bit more of that. All right, now taking a look here at the side mirrors, you can see that those have also changed quite a bit, and they do still fold. One more thing to point out here on the rear view mirrors, this new generation here, you've got a new camera here versus the 360 camera was a little bit smaller and more hidden down here on the previous generation. And then going down the sides, your door handles look very similar, but the buttons have changed positions, but the overall shape is really similar. Again, down the side here with the more chiseled look on the bed side here with the new fender flare, and on the 17, so that shape has changed a little bit. Still retain the overall shape though, where you kind of go up from here, but that is slightly revised. Back here you'll notice it's a little more rounded on the 17, where you've got more of a squared off side here to that rear panel on the bed side. And then looking at our taillights here, those have also changed quite a bit on the 21 Plus model versus the 17. Tailgate applique very similar, but you lose the wings don't come down here on the back of the tailgate applique back here like they do on the 17 Plus. The rear bumper though, and I'd noticed this in some early photos, looks just about the same. Between the two model years. It does look like they brought the center section out a little bit, but overall the bumper is just about the same as the previous gen. Exhaust tips also very similar to the previous gen. All right, so here on the tailgate, similar to the 17 Plus with the 802 package where you've got the power drop. On the 17 Plus, you also have that power drop. It's just a hydraulic assist that allows it to go down like that. All right, but on this new one, if you lift it up most of the way like you're gonna shut it, then it will go the rest of the way and latch itself. Whereas with your old model, you still had to shut that like a regular tailgate. On the top here, you've got your connected navigation sensor and your satellite radio antenna here, both at the back, whereas that was not something that you had on the roof of your previous gen. You just had the satellite antenna right there for Sirius. So they moved that to the back. On the previous gen, you had the radio antenna here on the fender, and on the new generation, they have moved that off of the fender and onto the cowl here off of that fender. So it's a little different design as well. Running boards are really similar. They've slightly changed the look, as you can see here with some grooves around that center section, but they're still very similar to the previous gen. And then we'll take a look here at the difference in the beadlock wheels. So this is the new gen beadlock wheel that comes on the non-37. The 37 has a slightly different beadlock wheel, and this is the beadlock wheel from the 17 Plus. Suspension-wise, suspension's changed and improved for the new body style as well. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but for 2021, they changed from a leaf spring to a coil spring. So the ride and handling, regardless of which model, the 37 or the 35 that you get, the handling is far improved over the previous generation. And now we'll go ahead and take a look here on the interior and see what the interior differences are. All right, so we're gonna start here on our 2019 Raptor and take a look here at the door panel. This is again an 802A, and you could get the carbon fiber option here in the door panel if you chose. This one didn't have that, but it is the 802A Premium. And you can see you've got basically a plastic door panel, looks like your traditional door panel. You've got your Ford Performance skid plates here as well. You've got your all-weather floor mats, and then here's your interior, here's your seating. So we'll take a look at the seats here so you can see the leather seats. All right, moving into our steering wheel, and then our dash. Center console, pay close attention to that. And the center stack radio and controls there as well, 4x4 and so on. So again, and then there's our B&O center speaker, our back seat, and how that looks. All right, now we're gonna take a look here in the back real quick. Back, same thing. You've got your door panels here, seats that fold up, just like that. You've got the tray underneath it here, and your all-weather mat. And then you've got your panoramic moonroof here, which both vehicles still have. So that is this 2019, or our 2017 Plus body style, what the interior of that Raptor looks like. Now let's go ahead and take a look here at the 2021. All right, moving in here to the 2021, you can see that the door panel has changed quite a bit compared to the previous generation. Here was the section where your carbon fiber panel was previously at. The panel's moved over here. You'll also notice that the door panel itself, this is still that vinyl door panel, but it's more of a textured type kind of a design. It almost looks like it's cloth, but it's not. But it's just got that appearance or print on it, so it's kind of got that look. Looking down the side here, you got your B&O speaker here. Controls are basically the same as before. You do have your orange accent here on the side, but you'll notice as we move in here to the dash has changed a lot. So let's go ahead and start it, and you can see this cool animation that they've put in these new ones. There you go. And so this is your new screen. And let's go ahead and we can flip through some different screens here. Configure my view, off-road, and so on and so forth. So you can come up with some different layouts. And then when we turn it off, you're gonna see the animation there again of the truck. And all right, so let's go ahead and take a look here at our center stack. And as you can see, our center stack is different as well. Much bigger screen. The new sync system is a lot more responsive, has a lot more features. You've got additional information screens at the right, as well as your main screens here where you can go through like CarPlay, navigation, favorite, apps, settings, and so on, all in that large screen there in the center. Your buttons have moved up here to the top. And then down here below, you've got all your controls for your climate controls, heated seats, cooled seats, radio controls, and so on. Brake controller, four-wheel drive there, and your shifter, which folds in as well there. You'll also notice you do have the USB ports like in the previous gen, but now you have a USB-C port as well as a conventional USB port there to connect your phones and accessories for charging. And you also have the charge mat there. All right, of course, you've got more controls here on your steering wheel than you had before. Here on the right side of the steering wheel, you've got more buttons. You've got your menu systems here. You've got your steering feel there. You've got your suspension settings there. And now you have an active exhaust system. So you can actually go through and you can change the exhaust sound just like this. So that's all new. And what we'll do is, so you can hear those differences, I'm going to go ahead and put the mic behind the truck, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to go through these. Obviously, you've got that new center console with the flip lid, so you can have that workspace. You can fold the center shifter down and so on. So you've got a little bit more versatility as far as that goes. So that's changed quite a bit. Up above, your switches and switch controls, all right here. Now, if you do have the lights built in the truck, your AUX 1 switch is going to be your off-road lights. Your street legal fog lights are now going to be on the fog light switch right here in the dash. And now when we take a look at the seats, you're going to notice that there are quite a bit of noticeable changes to the seats as well compared to that previous generation. And even on the side panels there. Skid plate here on the inside of the door is very similar still. All-weather floor mats still very similar. The lid, again, like we were talking about, that workspace can fold down over top of that shifter. You can fold that down as well. Now you do have the charge mat here in the center console, so you can sit your phone in there for wireless charging as well. Your buttons have been moved here to the top of the screen, and you still have that little area on top, but it has changed quite a bit for 2021, and there's your center speaker for your B&O as well. All right, so on the back seat here, we can take a look at the door panels back there as well. And you notice there's some pretty noticeable changes as well to the rear door panels compared to the previous gen. You do have a little pocket here for drinks and so on. You've also got some down there. Again, back seats changed quite a bit. More of a kind of a corduroy type trim on the leather seats there. So if we lift the rear seat up now, you remember the previous gen, you had like a little tray in here. Now there's a lot more electronics in here, and I would say that probably has to do with the built-in generator system that the new Raptors and F-150s come with in their premium lines. So to help you with some extra storage, they've given you this additional tray that is collapsible, so you can fold this down under the seat, you know, and still have a flat loading floor, but you can still have this storage when the seat is down as well. The back of the center console, you're going to notice, is also quite a bit different because the console's changed so much. You do still have your heated seat options there, as well as the rear cup holders for the back seats. So that should pretty much bring us up to speed on the interior. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and visit us at spvparts.com for all your accessory needs for your off-road vehicles. And if you're looking for a new performance vehicle, Jacob can help you with that as well.
Absolutely. Thanks, John.
Hey, no problem.